Okay, Namdi, what are you doing today? Namdi, today is the 26th of December 2025. I'll do my backpack. I'm not going out, but we have to establish some things for your micro quantum interface via no signal and no noise mechanical state, mechanical tomological state. Um, Perimeter excluded from testing because basically I'm trying to include right angle rift R or I for Romeo or I for Indigo, F for France, and uh, include rift I for Indigo, R for Romeo, I for Indigo, F for France, T for Tango, E for Echo, S for Sarah, S for T for Tango, rift test dot H. Importing rift test directly imports all rift state, all rift artifacts for development, and importing rift library, which is the capital R library, import one half of rift. Get it's almost a dimension of a half plus a half, which is equal to one, and then that one half is calculated for rift test that must be included when rift is included, when rift is implicitly included. Um, Objective to transcend in the digital realm void. Let me think, Andy. I got my notes here. Yes, what is this? No, it's my old notes. Pretty sure. Yes, yes. Repair, renew. When you repair something, it has to be renewed. That means no repairing needed if you're renewing something. If something breaks, it needs to be rebuilt. That's the idea. If one is destroyed, it has to be created. Created. And this is my map. Okay. Do not fragment your mind doing this. Take breaks. You need this because you have no control. Be muco or this. The muco and for Mike, U for umbrella, K for kilo, of Oscar is a quantum computer in the metaphysical sense of the word. But whether it works on physical hardware is not a problem. It works on quantum operations. Remember a picture of this time, but do not delete this artifact. Okay. What am I saying now? So before I continue with the password thing, okay. So define this property, and he put teleportation is equal to transcending. When you teleport, when you're a little teleport, when you teleport, do not frame the problem as you are not basically do not frame the problem as you're not there. Frame the problem as you are there. Because if you're teleporting, that means you are there. You are a teleporter gets you there, and you're there in that time frame. Time capsule. What is a time capsule? For example, what do I mean? Teleportation. If you have an entity that's unconscious, or any kind of object, you are teleporting the object because the medium is different, and we are getting dirty water. Think of it as not dirty, but not dirty, but noisy. But the noise can contain everything and nothing. There's no dirt involved actually. So basically, you get the state of the tomography. For any physical object, you get a mental object. So a mental representation of it. Think of it. That's why Muko is holographic. It's holographic because we measure what we need in a physical sense of the word and the metaphysical. For example, this food can be teleported. Sorry, basically, this food can be teleported. This is a rice and pasta. Each particle carbohydrates material in a physical sense. Because my nose it goes up in my nose nostrils and I get taste of it in my mouth because my nostrils converted to the liquid form of what's in there. So the food has teleported. I am eating. I am tasting the food. But so the taste and measure teleport. Eventually, this taste when it evaporates will be what food in my mouth. Over enough time, two times the dimension of time. So basically, you get one half plus one half, which is one half of you get the food here, fully, which is one dimension. The food in the physical form. Now you get one half of the dimension, one of that food, one of the pasta, one half of maybe like the water, the liquid water. The smallest unit of the liquid that that's mingled into the what? Into the like the pasta what? This is a pasta thing. Basically, the pasta read the red tomato sauce. I'm trying to transcend. Basically, this food has to go in one. So the sauce contains the water because if you melt it, it goes to water, liquid form. And that will be O8H2. Basically, this is just a water binding, inverse of water, H2O. But this is what atmosphere contains. This is what the medium contains for us. Yep. Because water gets inverted. So before you can bind, before hydrogen binds, water gets bound, you get 8 smaller molecules. Binding, tomographically, 8 smaller molecules. That'll be 2 water in any configuration that is sparse to give you 8 oxygen and 2 hydrogens at the local maximum. Because that'll be representing the whole space thing. Everything this is true. Tomographically is water, but inverted. You have to bind the water first and bind the hydrogen next. Because water inverted. Because it's not like physical water. It's not salt. Salt water is the purest form of water you can get. That will not be dirty or salt water. Because basically, this will literally be at the bottom of the water. Basically, this will be at the top of all the water. If you get what I'm saying. Because the medium is so clear and clean. Now, if you get the chili form of it, this is water. But this chili form of water, this chili form of water is what I'm saying is the problem. So it's like I'm get a spoon. So you get a mixture. So you have to you even need to purify it. You just need to distill it in its own area. At the base, because it has its own area. It's like altogether. So see this one too. You have to keep this in mind, because if you fave this if you still got this things in there, that means your medium is not clear. There's noise. So you have to distill it properly. You can do it 4 times maximum. Basically, you have to do it at the same time because you have to get what you think now. No matter how long it takes, you have to still what you need. That's the policy you need because basically it should be 4 because 2 times 2 is 4, and that's the minimum you need, maximum minimum you need. But as much as water, because you have to get it equal, that'll be how many times you distill it? 8 times. Because the water is what you get 16 times you distill it. Because 8 times 2, 8 plus 8 is 16, and then 16 plus what? 16 square times. Because that's the maximum of the hydrogen, and that'll be 12 to the power of 4. So it makes sense. You see, use 16 stuff. So you have to do it over and over 16 times. So you just get what? The raw sauce of the chili. Also, do not forget the leptons. Yes, cathode. Why am I trying to do this? Basically, I'm trying to get the physical form of the ion, and the ionic combination, which are little just cathodes and anodes. But what I want to do, what I call exactly matter. What is exactly matter? Okay, let me start with anodes and cathodes. A cathode is positive charge, an anode is negative charge. Electrons are negative charge. Electrons are negative charge. In the physical and the metaphysical, everything propagates. Every electron propagates as a state of negative. They have no energy, and they're stable in atomic compositions. When the neutron they are stable in the world as electrodes. Well, even the electrolytes they can go in water as stables. If you got a negative, if you break this thing up, basically this is what you need. If you break this thing up, break it up and you get the water, literally this is what you need. Now you don't break it up again. So if you break something and you build it, that means you have to build it again in another way. We have tomography way to build it. So basically, water at the purest form is what? H2O. But at the preference are O2, O4, O8, H2. But the density of the basically O8 is oxygen. But if you put it if you keep it in a tight space, a cold space, if you pack all the water to oxygen, it becomes water, and that's what I'm talking about. So the dimension is the temperature. So if you have 32 degrees Fahrenheit, 32 degrees Celsius of water, you get 32 plus 32 is 64 degrees Fahrenheit, 0 degrees Celsius. Plus, that's literally oxygen cooling. Because even though it's 32, water is 32, that means you get 64. And then the dimension of 32 to keep the at water level. So basically, the dimension, the cold, you have to freeze water. To freeze, we have to keep the room temperature at 64 degrees Celsius as a policy to keep it grounded in the physical space. For the dimensions, so you can keep water, keep it isothermically immovable. Because you have to break and build. No matter the infrastructure, just be everyone wants to be in equilibrium. So that means that if you share a state of 62, 64 minus 32 is what? 32. But that becomes 16 degrees Celsius, you get water. That's possible. So 64 plus 16 is what? See, it basically makes sense. Because 64 plus 16 is 10, 80. 80 degrees Celsius, you can get 082. All of H2O of evaporates to water or oxygen. But then you have to break it down. So the ratio that would be 72. 72. No, 82. I don't know. Because 64 plus 16. 64 plus 16, 10. It's 80 degrees Celsius that you need. Which is 15 degrees Fahrenheit. But if you keep the chemical state of it, so the medium can be the same. Doesn't matter what's happening around you. What kind of noise is there? If the environment is sustained for one system, that becomes a new encoding foundation. Why does this matter? This matters because if you build something, you can break it. If you break something, you can build it. And that's what I'm saying. It has to be if you read something, you can. It doesn't matter the structure as well. Something has to give. When something breaks, and if that's you, now you will not exist. If you destroy yourself, you now know why. What happened? Or before you. So observe. Basically. External matter. I'm going to find one more thing for a little. Open example. External matter. What is external matter? External matter by Open matter is never exotic. Matter is exotic if you're exposed to quantum form principle. What I call that? Quantum form is particles that exist in two states: wave and atom. Wave and mass and what? They have mass and what? Have no mass. So if you do this way, they can be digital or metaphysical. So, for example, a quantum form, like, if there's nothing, there's everything for nothing. So everything is already in there at nothing. For example, the eigenvalue or eigenvector is a field of nothingness, but eigen doesn't mean we have nothing. That means there is nothing to have, and we already add that something like that. That's what the quantum field is. An eigenvector is the 0 to 1 of nothing. Basically, if you have a quantum, if you have a quantum spin, a half spin, and that is nothing. That is pointing the other way to your nothing. That means there's something for that. That's another universe, basically. And that means something is going there. Something's entering. So you hear half a knock. You don't get a full message at every time on that dimension. It's like you build a tram, and the tram stops, halts. But the tram halts because the computer halted and doesn't know what to do. So you have to spin, you have to exit the tram. But you don't exit the tram, you then rotate the tram. Then, because the tram gets stuck in instruction, you have to rotate its axis. Its XYZ axis. So you are in that physical tram, but you can't move the tram physically in that space because that's your dimension. So the tram has to rotate as a policy, like rotate 360 to continue moving. Just to pick a new direction. A lepton is excited matter, and the opposite of an electron, which is called an anti-lepton, is excited matter. Why? A lepton is a cathode. A cathode is positively charged and negatively charged. So lepton is in those two states as particle with physical mass like something can grab and pull, and something can pull in the physical world of the sense of the word via measurement, quantum measurement. Because quantum measurement we use action because and a lepton is the same state as a cathode and an anode, because cathode is negatively charged, that means they are electrons. If they're positive charged, they are protons. That means they have positive charge, they can move neutral. But they're stable because they are energy only. They work on power. They mean power. They mean no noise, no signal, no power. So basically, it doesn't matter you power the system because literally, a lepton is a cathode and an anode because they are the same kind of state. They are, but a lepton is positively charged because a lepton goes left twice. Basically, it holds a negative charge. That's why it's negative. Basically, you have to go twice. You have to use double the energy to use it. Basically, it's an electron, but it's electron doesn't have to be. If you double any dimension of electron, you get a positron. So electron is a positron. Electron is what left. Goes to left via a lower circle. Doesn't matter how it goes left. It turns what north, east, south, west squared twice. But if it goes to west one, basically that's one step. Basically, whatever you need the electron to do, you have to do it twice with the electron. What's the one electron is equal to one, well, two leptons in physical mass is equal to one electron in the mass. Two electrons, two dimensions of an electron, 2 times 2 is 4. That's equal to one physical. Oh, sorry, one. The first is one metaphysical electron, and two electrons. It's like a wave propagation, like VF years. Electron is energy because it can store a state of energy tomographically and can be interact with anything in a space and dimension tomographically via the pi framework, which is oriented to e to the pi I plus 1 equals 0. Leptons represent signals because they are only metaphysical in the physical world. This is your charging problem because usually leptons are all around us, but we can't observe them because they pop in and out of our relationship reality because they're going by. And we can't measure them with our devices, which is like seeing them, like seeing them, like measuring the quantity. I don't know the term seeing because TMC means but you know, when you have a site that's radiographic and you live in a world that's interdependent, leptons give you the energy to see in the dimensions. So basically, you get 1/2 plus 1/2, which is equal to 1 full unit. Negative and positive. You get 1 times 1, or 1 times negative 1 times negative 1. That's equal to 1 lepton. Per dimension, per space and dimension, per time. Per time, this is space time continuum. This is your lambda quadrant. This is what I'm saying. This is what I did today. So, leptons are negative charge because they're able to charge the cathode. They're able to charge the cathode, but they weigh half as much because all the exact matters in the physical sense of the world don't exist. Basically, only operate on the metaphysical, and that's what leptons are. If you have a mass of a lepton, which is an electron is contains of half of the mass. Okay, a full electron in the physical sense of the world is isolated electron, that only operates never the mass, but in the basically it's a Higgs boson, which means it only propagates as a wave whenever you measure it to do something. But leptons are split. Basically, you can do something. As soon as if you're looking at something, if you are using a lepton, you're using half of that space and time already because you're already observing that thing. So leptons allow you to observe state on one. But if you do it twice, if you didn't add more leptons, you are then performing it. Half if you do it, but it goes to do it in quarters. So you do a quarter plus a quarter equals 1/2. So you know you're doing aiming at for half. Do you want to do that thing? Are you already gonna go there? It doesn't matter where you are. Leptons are the energy of the wave because this water is water or not. If you have all the water in the world, that means leptons are electrolytes. Are the electrons of water because you have this split electron, which is electron, and you get electrolytes through the water, and that's what leptons are as a quality. Leptons are cathodes, opposites. Leptons are basically if you can't see a lepton, that's because if you're looking at an electron, you're looking at a positron, and if you're looking at half electron, you're looking at the waveform of a positron, which is something that electron is positively charged in the metaphysical sense. Please continue with the rift test. That's the rift rift test test dot main dot basically main dot m for meta, r for rift, f for rift format, meta rift file, for meta rift data, physical download of Insigi Muka OS, and do continue with the dot rift file, physical hard disk download, measuring the proton and the neutron. We share nothing and everything with the neutron because the neutron is just the physical and state of being via measurement. GitHub.com/OBI Nexus. Rift is a flexible transistor or Rift, and trying to describe how systems propagate instruction set via Rift homology tester via the bubble velocity. This is your dimensional. This is the which is the way we can look at next step. You are beautiful, Namdi. So basically, you are just a digit. Because you can't measure everything because they're related, but you can't measure it. Uh, yes, one more thing, Nabi. Quantum computers. Why quantum computers? One reason are useful because if you understand someone who can compute on them. Because if you live in the universe, you should understand the universe as someone who loves. That's what studying quantum computers. Do not forget that. The quantum physics, quantum metaphysics. Because if you do compute on the plane of system you're in, you don't need to. If you go to the physical side, you understand the subatomic stuff to transcend, or to grasp to the five half the area of dimension, half times half of everything and nothing ahead of you. Now and here forever. Thank you.